You know, when somebody passes away, it's always sad. But it's even more sad when you hear somebody is so young, just 30 years old, and that's the case for Jo Lindner, a fitness influencer who amassed such a large following in such a short time, passed away this morning in Thailand. And I woke up this morning, to a very sad text from Nick Trigilli. He had sent me a text saying that Jo had died. And I know that Nick was close to Jo, and even though I didn't know Jo personally, a lot of friends like Nick and others are all very close to him. And the one thing that they always shared with me every time I ever asked anything about him, they always said he was such a nice guy. And, it's always sad, when you hear someone dying, even at that age, you don't want to ever see anybody die. So young, the future all ahead of him. But when you hear how nice of a person he was, even though I didn't even know him personally, that makes it even harder. And especially for the people that loved him and cared about him, his friends, his family, the fans, he had millions of them. And I know when people die, everyone's first thing is, why? I asked Nick myself, why did he die? What happened to him? 30 years old. He was in shape. And he wasn't one of the big bodybuilders, He's very lean. He wasn't known to be a big guy. So, I'm wondering, what happened. And I asked him, and he spoke to his best friend. And his best friend said, and I know it's early, but he said it was a seizure. He was getting ready to go to the gym in the morning, and he was found dead of a seizure. And they are thinking that it could possibly have been a stroke in his neck. But again, it's really early, and I don't think we're going to know the real details as to the exact reason until later on. And I got to say, as an influencer, it's really hard, and I don't think people understand. I know people are jumping to conclusions. Was it drugs? Was it this? Was it that? What causes this at such a young age, which is natural because you don't just drop dead at 30 years old. But people need to understand something. As an influencer, I don't think people understand the pressures that are on all of us to appear a certain way to all of you. And I've talked about this in the past. And some of us do a lot of things to have this certain look and to maintain that look, because you never want to look different, to disappoint people, disappoint yourself. And some of us take it too far. And I don't like to make assumptions of what people were doing, what he was doing in his life. But I want people to know that a lot of us do things that we shouldn't do or too much of. And I think it's a learning lesson again, as sad as this is. Many of us have died over the last 2 years. Many of us, some at young ages, Jerry Ward and Boston Lloyd. And, this reminds me of Jerry. He had a stroke. He died. And what an influence Jerry Ward was on my life. And for Jo Lindner, my prayers go out to his memory, to his family, to his friends, the people that loved him. And he's somewhere in a better place than all of us. And he's looking at how much love he's getting. So God bless him. Prayers again. And God bless.